Hello. In these lessons I'm going to show you how I carve this heraldic lion. It's part of a bigger project, but it's quite a classical carving. The lion is present in a lot of armorial crests and coats of arms across Europe and in this country, in the UK in particular. So what I've got here is an interesting way of working, and you won't see this very often, but what I've got is a low relief carving here, then the lion itself pushing into the background. Now you don't have to do it like this, you could make this all one lion, but what I've done is I've used the coat of arms as shield from a particular sketch I was given to form the background. And I think this is quite interesting. It sort of pushes the lion out and makes it bigger than its framing. Anyway, we're going to start at the beginning. We'll look at the drawings and then we'll go through step by step how we carve this in low relief, and then into this effect, which is called intaglio or intaglio. Here's my drawing stuck onto the wood. I've coloured the background with this highlighter so that you can see the wood that I'm going to take away. All this orange is background, leaving the lion a low relief carving extending into the background around here, into the pages of the wood. So let's go to the start of my design and where I began and how I arrived at that. So here's the work that I was given. This is an invented coat of arms and I'm given freedom to do what I like with it. I've decided that really from a carving point of view this isn't so interesting. What I want to do is make more of the lion, which at the moment is very much a sort of ink drawing and not particularly a carving. We don't need this word because we have a letter H on the other side of the book, but we do have a shield like this. The colour is again not too important. But that's where I started from, and the first thing I began to look at was this lion. Now the thing about this lion, heraldically, is what's called a lion passant, which is a lion like this. This is a typical lion. You can find this off the internet very easily, this sort of device. It's a very long, thin lion like this, but it's much more of a sort of beast, a big tail and so on. But again, going too much this way, so I needed to start working on this drawing, make it a bit more this way, a bit more vertical. So I started with the head, and this classically got, you know, the mane, it's got some ears, it's got a tongue, and this is the drawing I came up with for the head. There it is, same sort of thing. And I also looked at the tail. I thought I could do something interesting with the tail. This one here shows not a lot going on, but I've added more bits and pieces into the tail here. And then I looked at the claws and how I might make that a little bit more interesting, a bit more vigorous, give more depth here. And in the end I got all these pieces and I stuck them together into this drawing here. And you can see there's all these little bits. And what was very good was my printer able to print things out so I could cut it out, alter it and so on. But that was my final sort of lion. I thought that worked quite well. So once I'd done that, I started looking at the shield, and there's my shield. And what I did was I incorporated, as I did with, you'll see the ornamental letter, I incorporated the outline of this castle, which is a bit like that, into the actual coat of arms rather than having it separate here. So you see I brought it up to the top, so everything's now big and bold. And then finally, I played around with this shape of the shield itself a few times. So in the end, that's what I ended up with here, and I had to reduce it in size a little bit, and that's now what I've come up with. It's quite a big, bold lion. That's a feature, and I think children will like that particularly. So there you go, it's stuck on with a photo mount, the usual glue that I use, and I'm ready to start carving, and I'll be starting in the background here.